Hello YouTube, this is Mike yet again, coming at you from Hawaii. I want to start off by saying thank you to everybody who supported my last video, Separation of Church and State Marine Corps. I wasn't expecting that to get as much positive feedback and critique, and I love the fact that I was getting critique because I definitely need some improvement and I plan on doing so. But most importantly, thanks for getting the video out there. I got a lot more views than I expected and a lot more subscribers than I expected as well, and I really do appreciate it. I want to talk about something a little more specific today that is more based on just everyday life versus just the political aspect of, struggle. And that's just dealing with religious types who just assume that because you're an atheist, you have no morals. I was sitting at the bus stop probably about a little over a week ago, and as I was sitting there waiting for the bus, this lady comes by early in the morning and asks for a cigarette. I was like, of course, here's a cigarette. I'm just chilling there anyways. And as we were smoking, she started talking about, how beautiful the sunrise was, and that, God is so mysterious and great and all this other stuff like that, and just kept talking about God like nonstop. And I was like, that's nice. It's like, but I don't share your belief. And I was like, that's great for you though. She goes, what do you mean? I said, well, I'm an atheist. And she goes, well, that's odd. You look like such an angel and you're so polite and nice. And I was like, well, thank you, but no thank you, because you don't need to be a Christian in order to believe in, to have morals or, be a nice person or do things for others. It has nothing to do with God. I didn't get my sense of morality and identity from Bible or, a visible man in the sky or the hell below me, all that other stuff. I simply got it from my environment. Starting in my family, then working into public schools, then from public schools going into work, then from work just talking to random people all around the world that, just like yourselves, about problems that I've had and they've had, and sharing common stories amongst each other. And struggling with people with similar problems and everything else like that within our societies. Those things have helped build my character of who I am, and I would say the more specific thing that gave me my sense of who I am and as a moral, try to be a good person, is my father. My father is my stepdad. He came into my life around 6 years old. My original father passed away when I was young, and he did a great job stepping in, and he's actually Japanese. He wasn't from Japan specifically, but his mom was, and he grew up in a very Japanese style life, and he later on joined the army, and got some more lessons in life and throughout his whole life from there as well. But I would say a lot of it comes from the Japanese side of the family. I like to say he's like a modern day samurai. The one thing that taught me about morality was his teachings and sense of honor, and the very basic form of it is, don't put shame on yourself and don't put shame on the family. Do the right thing, be a man of your word, and do your best to help those who need your help. Had nothing to do with religion. There was another time when I was taking out the garbage. I was probably around 7 or so, and as I was coming out, there was this bird that's coming out of the sky and it was flying down. And I was in the side of the house, and I had this plastic bat that was just laying right there. And as the bird was coming, and with my cousin, I thought I'd show off. He's a little bit older than me. I took the bat and I went to go hit the bird. And bam! I just whacked the bird, and I didn't hit it directly, but I hit it I nicked it pretty damn good. And the bird fell down and didn't die, but I felt terrible about it. And I took the bird in, I tried to nurture it, and about a week or so it died. And I felt terrible, and ever since then I haven't been a bird killer, And when my parents found out about it, they're really mad at me. They said, "Why would you do that? You don't harm other living creatures, especially ones that are weaker than you." And I was like, well, damn, I really did mess up, and it didn't take them to tell me that to know that, but I did know that, and they reaffirmed it. And as again, my family, they didn't say God doesn't want you, hurting little animals. God doesn't want you hurting other people. They told me that it's not what people do. It's just a common knowledge. You don't need something as simple as that to be, in a Bible to be taught it. It's just simple as that. And there's one more thing that I want to talk about that's kind of along the subjects of morality. And that's an interview I watched with Richard Dawkins and Wendy Wright. Now, I know it's an older interview, and I've seen it a while ago, but I decided to watch the whole interview last night, the whole 50 minutes worth of it. And the one part that kind of got to me was just like, well, besides the fact that she was actually just like mocking and laughing at any time Richard Dawkins tries to convey his sincerity of his freaking thoughts on everything, but was the fact that Christians should get recognition for what they're trying to do in this world by making it a better place, etc. Well, essentially, I have one thing to say about that. You don't get recognition for something you try to do, but you actually get recognition for something that you actually do. So this whole notion that you're like, oh, you know, that you're last place in a race doesn't, you get a good job, you completed the race, but you didn't do anything spectacular, you didn't actually win, you just kind of went through the motions. And that's how I kind of view Christianity. But as long as there's bigotry still around, as long as there's, you know, extremists, you know, fundamentalists coming to funerals saying that God's wrath is upon you because that's why your, you know, soldier or Marine died, or while there's still persecution against gays, I don't think that, you know, Christianity or religion entirely, any religion, is doing any benefit towards our country or our world. And I just thought it was very ignorant of her to say such a thing, because that implies to me that, you know, other things that she had mentioned along those lines by, you know, societies that are better, you know, at, you know, doing the right thing than versus the ones that don't. It's essentially telling me that a person who believes in Jesus is better than a person who does not believe. A person who believes in Jesus is more trustworthy than a person who does not believe. But yet, at the same time, the whole morality of Christianity, we've seen it over and over again on, you know, televangelists taking people's money, pretending to heal people, and yet it wasn't happening. So I definitely don't agree that, you know, having the belief in a Bible or God or anything like that has any justice or merit towards the morality of a society as a whole, because it's the environment, it's the people that make up the society and what the sense of morals is around us. And that's all I have to say about that. If you have anything you'd like to say, leave it in the comments below. I'm sure I'll have a lot of people saying something.